Hello you guys, welcome back to my channel, Flyaway Mom. On today's video I am going to be doing the pros and cons of being a flight attendant. If you guys have been following me, and if you know, I have been a flight attendant for about 22 years now. So I'm very well aware of a lot of pros and a lot of cons. So this list is going to be just my specific pros and cons of the industry. I know a lot of people have a lot of different ideas of what they like and what they don't like. And again, it has changed a lot for me in the years. When I started, I was very young, so I had different ideas and different thoughts of the job than I do now. So that being said, you see, my dog just let himself in the door. So, hey, Bubba. Hi. Let me go close that. Okay, I'm back. He opens the door to get back in the house, but I'm trying to get him to close the door when he lets himself back in. That'd be perfect. You know, lets himself in, shuts the door, but I haven't gotten there yet. Anyway, back to the list. I'm gonna start with the list of cons because I figured we'll get the yucky part out of the way first, and the things that I don't like about the job. You may not think it's that big of a deal if either you're a flight attendant or you've flown a lot, but these are my specific things. Okay, so the number one thing that I truly dislike about the job is the fact that you are always tired. You are always tired, especially being international flight attendant. You tend to always be jet lagged. But even if you're not flying internationally, just flying just around the United States, it just takes a lot out of you. The job itself is not difficult. But it's just a lot of, you're working up at 35,000 feet up in the air, and the altitude, if you're working up at that altitude, it drains you. Flight attendants, they're always tired. These bags under my eyes and circles, I'm a mom and I'm a flight attendant. So these are like permanent on my face. I mean, there's no amount of sleep that I can get that will get rid of these things because they are just permanently there. Because that's just, I'm tired. So you just kind of learn to just walk around tired, and you drink a lot of coffee. You tend to manage, you get around it. Anyway, the number two thing that is a pain in the butt about the job is you tend to get sick a lot. Especially when you first start to fly. When I first started to fly, and this was a long time ago, I was sick all the time. I had ear infections and upper respiratory infections and sinus infections like an infant. I was sick all the time. It is, I guess, because of the circulated air. You're exposed to so many germs. You are in a metal tube, and up in the plane, it's just circulated air. So all those people that are coughing and hacking and doing all that yucky stuff on the plane, yeah, that's just going around and circulating back up. Yeah, being sick is one of them. I've actually have gotten a lot better with my immunity. I guess I've just grown accustomed to it, so I don't get sick as often, probably also because I have kids, and so I'm exposed to germs all the time. I'm not saying that I don't get sick. I do get sick, but not as often as I used to. And then now I do other things to help me stay healthy and just keep my immunity up. Because let me tell you, there's nothing worse than being sick when you're in an airplane. It stinks. Another thing that sucks about the job is how it affects your relationships. Your relationships with your spouse, your boyfriend or girlfriend or what have you, your relationships with your family members, with your friends. It takes a toll. It's that part of the job is very difficult. Not everybody understands our job and how it works. Because especially when you're new, one minute you're there and the next minute you're gone for, you know, weeks at a time. I would have to say that your family is always going to be your family. Hopefully they will always be there for you. But what I have found in my younger years, because I am married now, but in my younger years, I found relationships to be very difficult because it takes a very strong relationship, trust to be able to work within this job. You have to have trust in your significant other, and they have to have trust in you, because they have to trust you while you go away to different cities, different countries. You're away overnight, you're with different crew members, and you know, all that stuff. So they have to trust you, but you have to trust them just as well, because they're staying home and they're around their friend or whatever, and their co-workers, whatever. So they're home in the comforts of their environment while you're away. So it has to go both ways. It has to be a trusting relationship mutually. Otherwise, guys, it's not going to work. I've been there. I've done it, and it's not pretty. It's tough. It takes a toll on a lot of relationships. I've seen a lot of people who start relationships and then they just, it doesn't work. The trust issue is huge with this job. A lot of the times, even with friendships, you know, if you have friends who are either getting married or having baby showers or bridal showers or bachelor parties, whatever it is, you're not always there, because unless you know at least, you know, a month or so ahead of time, you may not be able to get those days off. If something happens and you're away, you're away. So there's really a lot of people don't understand that. They're, oh, how come you couldn't go to my birthday party? Oh, well, you know, I was over here, I was there. And so a lot of people don't understand that. They're, well, why couldn't you just come home? It's not like a 9-to-5 job that you can just leave work and just come home. So it takes a toll on a lot of different relationships, love relationships, friendships, and family relationships. Another thing that is a con of this job is the flexibility. Well, I mean, flexibility as in, I mean, we have great flexibility, but always expect the unexpected. I know I did a vlog recently where I was so excited because I was going to, now I can't even remember where I was going. Anyway, I was going away somewhere fun, and I was so excited, and we got canceled. And then I was so bummed out, and then we got stuck at the airport for hours because the flights were delayed, and we were there for hours and hours and hours not knowing what was going on. And then instead of going to Lisbon, that's it, I got it. I was going to Lisbon. Instead of going to Lisbon, I went to LA, so that was a bummer. I did end up getting an extra day off, but in the meantime, I didn't get to see Lisbon, and I still haven't picked up another trip because they're hard to find. So that sort of stuff always stinks, because you make plans, and you know, sometimes that's just how it is. And it's not the first time, and it's not gonna be the last time that it happens. Flights cancel all the time due to weather, due to mechanical. So that's just something, you know, that's part of the job that stinks, is that unexpected situations that aren't, you know, unforeseen. And one of the last things that is a real bummer with this job is this job can get very lonely. It is a good job that you can take and hide if you want. but it is also a job that can make you feel very isolated. You can go away for, I don't know, sometimes there's 3-4 day trips. And if you don't have a good crew, or if you don't have a crew that you get along with, and say you have long layovers or whatever, and they're either all friends or they all know each other, or for some reason you just don't mesh well with one or two of the crew members or whatever, you know, situations happen that you end up being by yourself in a country where, you know, you either don't know, or a city you don't know, and you end up being by yourself. It can get very lonely, guys. There has been times when you go into a room in a city, you don't know anybody, and you're just sitting there, and it can get hard. It can get tough. So those are some of the cons of that I feel are the worst part of the job. Loneliness is a big one. And I do hear that from a lot of flight attendants, that they do get lonely sometimes. But so, pros of the job. There are about 4 or 5 that I know of that are definitely worth everything for this job. And the number one, and most of the people who are flight attendants, if you tell them what's the best part of the job, is they're gonna say the travel benefits, because we get to travel pretty much anywhere. We get to travel pretty much anywhere that our specific airline flies to. Usually standby, and if anybody knows or if you followed along, standby means it's space available. So you get, you know, whenever at the end of the flight, seats that are not sold, they give them to pass riders. So you can pretty much go anywhere that your company flies to. And not only that, but we also have what they call code share partners. So you can fly on other airlines. So the possibilities are endless, and that has to be one of the best absolute pros of this job, is the ability to just travel the world and see the world. What else I mean, it's huge, you guys. Another pro of this job is that you get to meet so many people. You get to meet all walks of life, good and bad. I have met in this job, in my years at this job, I have met some awesome people. Some people that I am very grateful to call my friends. I have laughed so much, because you become great friends with people from all over the world. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not good, but hey, it's an experience, and it's something that you can't do every day, working at a 9-to-5 job, say, you know, at an office, or where you know, at a bank, or something where you're seeing the same people every day, doing the same thing every day. Here you get to meet new people. I mean, sometimes I get on the plane and I don't know a single person, and that could be a little terrifying, because you're like, oh, this could go good, this could go bad, we'll see. And the majority of the time, it's good. I mean, I've only had, I have to say, a handful of times when I haven't either not gone along with somebody, or there's been somebody on the flight that doesn't, you know, play well with others. But most of the time, we all get along. That is one of the things that I love about this job. Another thing that's great about this job is, and this is something that has changed with time. So the one thing that I truly wholeheartedly have enjoyed, or started to enjoy, once I became a mom, was my time alone. I know I said earlier is one of the cons that it can get lonely, but it can get lonely at certain times of year depending on who you are or whatever your situation is. But there are times when I just want to get away. I need some me time. I need to decompress. I just want to go lay in a bed and just sleep. Just do absolutely nothing. And that to me is absolutely priceless. And then I come home and I'm renewed. I'm ready to take it on again. And then a couple of days later, I'm ready to go back to work. I love it. I love it. And I am so thankful for this job for that reason, because I don't know if I could do it any other way. I don't know if I could do it. Sometimes I'm just like, I have to go pick up a trip because people are driving me crazy. Another great thing about the job is the flexibility of our schedules. We have the ability to trade our schedules around. I can trade around either with other flight attendant or with open time or mutual trades, or just pick up somebody's trip or just let go of my trip. Or, you know, there's a lot of flexibility. What's great is that unlike any other job, you don't have to get it approved by a supervisor. If you want a specific day off and you bid for it and you say you didn't get it off because your schedule just didn't have that day off, you can trade it, you can drop it, you could do whatever to have that day off. Again, it gets easier and easier as the more seniority you have within the company. But from what I hear, even the reserves now, they get to trade days, reserve days with other reserves or something like that, so that, and then they have also the flexibility of picking up trips on their reserve days. So the flexibility at this job is great. And then other thing, one of the other great things about this job is the pay. The pay, so you start out, so my specific company, and every company is different. Every company has a different pay rate. Again, it's according to your company, to your union, whatever is negotiated within your union and your company. But my specific company starts at around $26 an hour. That's your starting rate as a first-year flight attendant. And then after your probation, I believe you get a raise. And then every year at your anniversary, you get about a $2 raise. $2 raise, two, continuing on and on and on and on. You top out, which means that you stop getting a raise after 13 years, because at almost there's 1 year that it's like a $4 or $5 pay rate. I forget what year it is, but it's a big jump. But then after your 13 years, you could be making probably about $65 an hour. Again, this is my company. Not every company is the same, like I said. But after your 13 years, you could be making $65 an hour. That's huge. What other job could you be making that an hour? Granted, you are not working 40 hours a week. I mean, some people do. They can work. They work turns and they work 40 hours a week. You can do that. You can make a pretty decent living. And that could be, I don't know, having 16 days off a month. It's pretty good, right? Where else can you go have 16 days off a month, get paid $65 an hour, have the flexibility? You just can't. I believe wholeheartedly that the pros certainly outweigh the cons of this job. Every job has the cons. I think that this job is one in a million. It is great. I can't wait for my kids to just be just a teeny bit older so I can start flying internationally with them. I can't wait to show them the world. just want them to see the world. I want them to go to Italy and Germany and Israel and just show them things that at a normal job I wouldn't be able to do. So yeah, guys, that's it. If you are thinking of being a flight attendant, if that's something that you've always wanted to do, my God, go out there and do it. So if you're thinking about doing it, go out there, put your applications in, your resumes in, and just do it. You never know until you do it. Okay, guys, that's it. That's all I have for today. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment. If you want to see any more of these type of videos, let me know. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. See you soon. Bye.